Okay, hello everybody. So, in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to fit a McFarlane figure in the Hot Wheels 110 Mattel Creations RC. So, I've seen a lot of videos around on YouTube of people reviewing this, unboxing this, and they figure out that you can't actually open the doors. There's no actual way to open them. And I myself went through that whole struggle of trying to figure out how the hell am I gonna fit my McFarlane Batman, or any Batman for that matter, into this RC car. So, before getting this thing in the mail, had been looking up a bunch of pictures on Instagram about the RC car, and I came across this one page. I forget the name of it, but if I find it, I will link it in the description. But it's an Instagram page where this person was reviewing the car essentially, and there's a snapshot that they had where this whole thing came off. And they explained that they basically removed the top and put the figure in and then put it back together. And I was like, well, how the hell do you do that? He said he was gonna make a guide on how to do it. And I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna try to do it myself. And if I break the damn thing, that's unfortunate, but I took the chance. So basically what you need to do with the RC car, I'm gonna flip this thing over here. So, just get this set up here. You're gonna see all of these screws here, right? There and there. All of those, they're all gonna come off. Every single one of them. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you guys so you see how to take it apart. I think these two are the only ones that you don't actually have to remove. To my knowledge, those are the only ones that you don't have to remove. These two right here, because it has to do with this back engine thing. You don't want to take that apart. That's just going to be a whole mess. So let's just start here then. Again, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but these screws here, first two you're going to take off. So I'm going to go ahead and take off that top one. And the screwdriver you're going to need, I'm not really too, I guess you could say, like, I don't know too much about this kind of stuff. Again, I've never done anything like this before, because I was always afraid that I would just break these things and they would never ever work again. You don't want to spend $100 and then just absolutely wreck the thing you just bought. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now though is that I'm gonna speed up this portion of the video just so you guys aren't here listening to me in misery the whole time. But again, just to reiterate, I will go ahead and count down for you guys right now here. So you're gonna, by the end of this screw, this one here, there, right here as well. Then you're gonna go over here, and it's very hard to see, but I'll go ahead and try to zoom in as best as I can. But right here, those screws right under the wheel, there's one under there too. It's in the same exact spot as this top one. You're gonna go ahead and remove those as well. And then here, there isn't an actual screw here. So bring it in closer. There is not an actual one right there. There are two here and a very small one right there. This one right here in the other tail light is also very tiny. All the other screws are the exact same size. So you're basically just wanna have to separate those screws and make sure you don't lose them. Like I said, all the other screws here on the entirety of the body, minus these two, you're gonna take off, and then the tiny screws on this side right here, right on the end of the tail lights, they're gonna be very tiny. Once you take them off, you're gonna see that they're significantly smaller than the other ones, but I will show you once I'm done with this how they look. So I will be right back with that. I'm gonna speed up this process, or maybe I'll just cut to it. But it's probably better for me to show it anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alrighty, okay, so got all these screws removed. I believe I took all the ones that I needed to take off. Like I said before, going back to the bottom of this car here. So in total, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, roughly. Yeah, roughly 13 screws you need to take off, right? This one back here on the taillights, they're gonna be the super tiny ones, which are these. And again, they're very, very small. And just to give you like a comparison between the two so you know which is which, I mean, it would be pretty clear if you were taking them apart, but there you go, there's the size difference. But I wanted to leave these last 2 screws here to show on camera how to remove. Please be very careful with this. You don't want to lose these screws. And if they get caught up in the wheels or anything, just shake your car. It sounds so, it's so rudimentary because it kind of is. But just shake your car up a bit and it'll fall right out. This is the best way I can say to do it. You know, I started trying to take it apart and it happened to me several times. These screws are already small, and to know that there's even smaller ones, which are the 2 that I showed you there, it's just very annoying that they put them in that spot specifically. And to put them back in is kind of a pain. It really is. Just to test if you really need these screws at the bottom or not, you kind of don't. They're there just to, I guess, make the whole thing even more secure. I went a whole 20 minutes of runtime with this thing just without those 2 screws in. Nothing went wrong. I put them back in anyways, but just know if you're gonna want to slide them back in there, you're gonna need some like nail clipper to hold that screw and just kind of drop it in there. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to show that part. Like, you see how recessed in there the screw port is. You can see it right there. I can fit my finger in there. Like, it's a deep enough space where you're gonna need something that's a little smaller than your finger to actually put it in there, because this tire is always gonna get in your way, and trying to like hope it falls in there, that's just not gonna work. So I'm pretty sure I got these removed now. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a drop, and there they go. These 2 screws here, exactly the same size as these over here. So like I said, you're gonna want to separate these screws. These are the main body screws right here. As that one tries to roll away, stop that. And these are the 2 small ones. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, this is the portion that I thought was going to be absolutely terrifying, but it's not. What you're gonna want to go ahead and do, if you guys have this RC at home, you already know that this body is very pliable. It's plastic that's not really that hard. Pretty sure meant to actually, you know, prevent damages when you're driving this thing around, and it's gonna crash. So as you can see, this thing already has a lot of give to it because you've taken off the screws. So you're gonna go in every part, kind of feel around a bit, right? Let's do it from the front first. You basically just want to start popping this thing off. Nothing is bolted down on this car. It's all just held on by pure force. Like this body simply snaps onto the actual, I guess you could say, main components of the RC. And as you can see, it's already coming off. It is not hard to take this thing off. The difficult portion, see, look, the front part, super easy to come off. The difficult portion is back here. So back here, what you're gonna wanna try to do, the same process, you start to snap things off, right? It all comes off fairly easy, you know, no problem there, right? Things are coming off. The 2 engines here, the exhaust things, they're gonna get in the way because of the cage. You're just gonna kind of want to try to like slide your way around it, and it's gonna give you some trouble. It's gonna do that. Did I actually miss one screw? No, I couldn't have. Oh, I did. Okay, 2 screws right in the back here. I always forget about these as well. You're gonna want to remove. Sorry, this is all over the place, but essentially my point still stands from earlier. You're removing all the screws that are essentially connected to the main body, the main body of the car. Right, let me put that back down so I can actually take it off easier. You're removing anything that's connected to the top portion of the car. These screws on the bottom do not remove. Do not remove these two. That is it. Everything else is going. You don't have to worry about anything else. It's all coming off. It's all coming off. Let me get this one off. And this is a lot harder to do with me recording. It's way easier and faster when you're just doing it with your own, hands. There you go. These popped off. Again, same size as these. The only screws that are very tiny are the ones that are connected right at the end of the taillights. They're the only ones that are that size. So now, this thing is gonna come off. You're gonna push these rubber pieces here, because again, they're made out of rubber. It's not gonna give you trouble. All right, don't be afraid to just snap this thing off. It's not gonna break, and voila. There is your absolutely cursed Batmobile. And as you can see, I have a McFarlane figure in there, and I've had him in there for quite some time now. And just to give him a posability test, this guy's not damaged. His cape is perfectly fine. He's doing a-okay. He's cooling, dog. He's cooling. Looking mean. But yeah, there you go. As you can see, this entire piece here is all separate. Your steering wheel and everything on the inside. Ooh, get a cool POV shot right there. That's all adjustable. I saw an individual say that you can't turn the steering wheel, I mean. Yes, you can. You can turn the steering wheel. It's just, it gives you a little bit of force. The headlights, I will go ahead and see if you can adjust the headlights. I mean, not the headlights. Why am I saying headlights? I feel like such an idiot. If you can adjust the mirror on the inside of the car. And it seems like you cannot. No. It looks like it can hinge up and down. I'm personally not gonna give that a try. For obvious reasons. And yeah, get a load of that. Let me just move this out of the way. Come on, Batmobile, cooperate, bro. Come on. Look at that. Crazy, right? And if you can see there's some space in between these vents here. This is the $100 version of the RC car, so I feel like some things were removed from the $500 one, obviously. And one of those examples is here. There's a perfectly good space to put an LED light there, and they just didn't, which I found kind of disappointing. But you're paying for what you get. You can't exactly get mad at that. But yeah, there you go. That's all it is, guys. Once you have your McFarlane Batman out and you're ready to put him in, you're just gonna put him in a seated pose, right? I do have to warn you about one thing. This guy fits in perfectly, he does. But you have to be very careful with how you seat him, and I'm gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna set him down here, right? Get his legs in as far as you can. Okay. Tilt his head down a bit. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see this a lot better. Okay. So, sorry, just adjusting this here. If it'll let me. Really? Sorry. Okay, I guess it's as good as it's gonna get. Let me just zoom out there. All right, perfect. First time doing this, okay? Sorry. Anyways, you're gonna get him all set up in here. you're gonna want to push him in as best as you can. His foot is gonna stop right there though. There's not much you can do about that. But you want to push his body in as much as it will let you. You have to kind of move the cape around, and then adjust it here to the point where this cape should be sitting up just a bit, because you need some space for him to get in there. Because otherwise, it will just not work. And actually, let me try something here. If I straighten out his leg, maybe, will that help? It's totally possible to get him in here. He scales perfectly. It's just, there's a little bit of finesse that you have to maybe a toe bend here or there. Okay, so as you can see, he is in there quite nicely. What you need to avoid though is having this guy, his head specifically, if you can see what I'm talking about. You see how his ears are barely touching the cage? That's where you want him. If you have him any higher, his head is gonna reach the roof and you're gonna bend his ears. Now, I already bent his ears at a point, but you can fix it because it's plastic and it's malleable, so nothing to worry about there. But just be careful with that, please. You don't want to break your McFarlane figure. Yeah, I feel like that's self-explanatory, you know? You just move his hand back, right? Get it on there. Let's see if I could push this guy even more in, because I feel like you can. There's a lot of things that I'm still figuring out with this shit, okay? Ooh, language, sorry. It's not a kid's channel. But yeah, there you go. He's in there, right? He's ready to go. You're taking this body back, right? Kind of figuring out where it snaps in place again. It's pretty self-explanatory for this part as well. Just kind of moving around, putting pieces back in place, right? Some of it will get caught on other pieces. You just kind of fiddle around and make sure everything's going where it needs to, right? Here on the back, you can kind of see where things start to align. It's gonna give you some problem here because of the engines. Just push that up, guys. It's all rubber. It's all gonna flex anyways. So you just push that back right in there. All right, move some pieces out of the way here. You're gonna start to hear things click in place. I could get it to click in place. There we go. Okay, this side's all good. This side is good. Starting to hear more things click. Yep, that's exactly what I'm trying to hear right now. There we go. Look at that. It's giving me trouble, this one. Oh, it's because it's, there we go. All right. And even without the screws on, it all snaps in place again. And as you can see, McFarlane Batman is once again chilling in there. It should work with any scale. This is 7-inch scale. It's gonna be the biggest one you're probably gonna get to fit in a 1/10 scale Batmobile. So if McFarlane fits in there, any figure is gonna fit in there. You're not gonna have a problem. It's totally possible. You just have to do the surgery for it. So yeah, there you go, guys. The screws go back in the same place you found them. Just keep a good eye on that. Don't lose the pieces, okay? Do what I did earlier, which is essentially separate. These are the main body screws. They're all the same size, and these are the tiny ones that go in the tailgate in the back, right? And there you go. That's how you do it. Hope this video was helpful to anybody trying to figure out how to get their Batman figures in there without breaking the damn thing. I've seen some horrible horrible ways to do it, where somebody actually, like on this part, like I explained before, this body's very malleable. They literally just stuck their finger in there and pulled this whole thing out and slid their figure in there. That is a very easy way to not only damage the RC, but whatever figure you're trying to slide in there. I know you're not gonna do that with your Mezco Batman. No, you're not doing that with any really expensive figure. $20 McFarlane figure, sure, but I wouldn't want to damage my figure anyways. So there you go, guys. That's it. Hope you guys all have a great day. Hope this video was a lot of help to you. And yeah, man, enjoy Batman sitting in the freaking Batmobile. What a great movie, right? All right, see you guys later.